I know that you're concerned that when you take your car in to get it serviced, they're going to tell you something's wrong. I've been hearing that for years, that every time I go in, they try to sell me something. It's not that they're trying to sell you something, and it is their job. There's no denying that. But they don't have to make anything up. There's enough wrong with vehicles that they're probably going to find something. You want to know it before something bad happens. It's just like if you had a pain in your stomach, you ignored it for a year hoping that it would go away because you're avoiding the bad news. The bad part of that is you get the bad news and the doctor says if you'd have come in 6 months earlier, we probably could have prevented this terrible thing that's going to happen. So it's the same with your car. If they come out and tell you that you have bad brakes, ask to see them. Any dealership that doesn't let you go into the dealership to see those brakes, I would tell them to let your car down, pull it out and go somewhere else. It's all about trust. And you have to trust them and they need to trust you. Don't avoid that thing that they're going to tell you. Expect it and embrace it. It can actually save you a lot of money in the future, and they're going to check the things that need to be checked. They also don't want to let you go without telling you something, and then you go off and have an accident or a blown out tire or some bad brakes. So I tell you all this to tell you, don't be afraid to take your car in because they're going to give you bad news. Go ahead and take the car in. You can always say no, but at least you'll know it in the back of your head, hey, my brakes are low, or I need tires, or I need that air filter. Some people are do-it-yourselfers. The dealerships aren't for everybody, but at least you'll know what's wrong with your car, and you'll have a multi-point inspection that tells you all the things that they found when you took it in. Did you know the average car has 30,000 parts? Did you also know the human body only has 315 parts, and that includes teeth and bones? So that means this car has 29,000 more parts than your body does. When you take your car in for service, the dealership offers a free M.P.I. That's short for multi-point inspection. They usually check between 19 and 27 items when performed correctly. Preventative maintenance equals good luck. The reason I like dealerships looking at your car is because they are trained on your specific product. The technicians know where each and every item is during the checkout, and he or she does it every day, all day on the same types of vehicles. Some folks are DIYers and enjoy spending their day off changing their own oil. I get it. I did it myself for years. All you need is a trip to the auto parts store, an oil filter wrench, a funnel, latex gloves, a jack or some ramps, oil, a filter, a drain pan, and a place to empty the oil. And hope that the drain plug isn't stripped and you don't spill anything. Other than that, it's a breeze. Oh yeah, and hope that the car doesn't fall off the jack. Even if you really love changing your own oil, it doesn't get your car up in the air so that it can be properly inspected. Some of the surprises we find during a multi-point inspection are rodent damage where they've chewed some wires, or a dent in your gas tank which causes your fuel level to be off so you could run out of gas and wonder why. We find nails in tires and screws. Sometimes we find old tools from where it was worked on before, and even maybe an oil cap that's been left off from the previous oil change. So it's always good to get a multi-point inspection so you can see what happened on your car. So when you come in for an inspection, we check the wheels for damage, like this one right here. We also check the tires. We use this as a tread depth gauge, and we check the tread on it to see how low the tread is. In this particular case, the tread is good, but we check the DOT number, which is the born date, and this tire is 8 years old. That's how old the car is. So the tires are the original tires. So we're gonna suggest that he get a new set of tires on here so he can be safe. We check lights, wipers, battery, fluids, filters, tires, brakes, shocks, belts, hoses, and look for damage under your car that you can't see. This checklist is a cost-effective way to keep your car running great. Whenever I see a car being loaded on the back of a wrecker on the side of the highway, or somebody jump-starting another car, I wonder to myself, could that have been prevented? And I think sometimes if they would have had one of these performed, it might not be on the side of the road.